Hey guys, it's your boy Rux, and I got this dank tutorial for ya. Oh, nice, smacking my hand on the microphone. So we're just gonna got this cool sound, and turn your headphones down because I'm gonna play it. And this is kind of something I did with it. It's nothing special. Just kind of like to show that chopping stuff up that's like long like this is a really good idea because you can get some weird shit. But bouncing off your bases and shit and then, fucking with them afterwards is a really good idea. But I digress. Let's talk about what's going on. So, this is like a I'm gonna call it, like Neuro FM, because that's basically what it is. Don't ask me why, but I decided to open up GMS, and it kind of, I was like, what the fuck can I do? Because I don't want to be like seamless, and do citrus and Harmer all the time. I do love Harmer; it's my favorite scent in here, but I'll step away. And I found this little thing, and I was like, man, this is kind of like an analog monster. Kind of got some like harsh, monstery, growly effects to it. I mean, when you open it up by itself, you start off with a, and I was like, that's a pretty weird sound. So I went to user and just kind of, and I was like, there's something I can do here, right? I saw this knob here, this amount knob, which is for the modulation. So you have sync to 1 FM. Is that what that says? Yeah. And 2 to RM. 2 to 1. Okay, so that 2 to 1 means this is going to be FM'd by the first one. All right, let's get out of this one, though. So you're wondering, what's this automation clip down here, Rex? That automation clip, you cannot see it automate. But it is the modulation here. So I'll show you kind of what that sounds like when I open and close it all the way. So it starts off at 0, obviously, and it just sounds like this. Wow, that's so cool. But when you open it up, you get this monstrous fucking growl, and it's like, this would be really good for those who like to do those harsh dubstep basses and shit. This would be a pretty good addition to that, I feel like. Not even just dubstep, but, you can figure it out. So, all I really did was, I seriously went to the wave shapes here, and I just chose 3 random ones. And I'm going to be real with you. The wave shape that you choose on the first one for this particular bass really shapes the texture, because here, I'll show you some differences. That's Rhodes, but if you go to like Saw Mean, and then you go to like so it really makes the difference. And I should probably talk about the effects real quick. EQ, don't know what's going on here, but apparently I did that. I have Wave Shaper, and I made this weird shape because for some reason it just kind of worked. Originally, I placed this dot here, and then I had the curve just like this. And then I was like, this sounds a bit too much. But this is what it sounds like with it turned off. Still good, but I wanted the sharp harmonics to kind of bleed through, so... So let's talk about the oscillation, oscillators and what's going on with them. So the second one, this one right here, where it says 24 and fine, this is going to create your movement. Because you're going to start off, I should probably talk with the sound off. You're going to start off with 0 movement, and it's going to sound weird. Like these are literally going to go, that's going to be 0, and that's going to be 0, and it's going to sound like this. I mean, I guess that's cool if you're into that whole kind of thing. Shout out to the guy that said that my little jokes are distracting, by the way. So let's see what happens when you start introducing slight detuning. I should probably... Nah, that's not. I'm not worried about it. So this is what's going to happen. You can kind of hear the wubbing get faster as I add, a higher detune fine rate. And that's, like the heart of Neuro basses and such. The other thing that I did was I turned the mixing up, on the 2 and the 3 to about 40-ish% because it sounded the best. For phase, I have oscillator 2 starting right here at 59 because if you have it starting somewhere else, it sounds a little off. Actually, it doesn't really make much of a difference, honestly, when you add the distortion. But I did this before I added the distortion, so make sure you turn it on by using this guy there. Then we have Unison. I have it set to re-trigger because I want that I want that phase. So you re-trigger it, and it's right about 73. But if you set it to 50, it sounds like this. Versus when you set it to 73, 4-ish, and it sounds like this. You hear a lot more movement. Now, you can turn it up, and you can get some really, thicker movement if you want. But I kind of like the 70-ish range. Then, up here where it says voices, I have that set to 2. When you have it set to 1, I'm pretty sure the detune doesn't work at that point because you only have one voice. And it sounds pretty good. I'm sure you could find a use for that. But I like it set to 2. If you add more, it starts to do this weird flangey thing, which could work. I'm not, discounting it. It can definitely work. It sounds fucking wicked. So that'd be good for some, some of those more industrial sounding dubstep songs that I've heard and shit. Stereo, I only have a very little amount, which it doesn't even matter because once I bounced it out, I have a patcher chain here. Where is it at? Right here. And I have it set to kill all of the low stereo. Well, it was set that way. But I have my low, the 200 hertz and below range kind of, or 100, not 200. I have that all mono, and then the rest has a little bit more stereo. So it has, some space to sit. That's a, personal preference. If it works for you, it works for you. If not, it doesn't. What's next? You can add noise to it, but for some reason I was expecting the noise to go through here. It truly does not do that. So I wouldn't add this unless you're going to be doing something that's going to be, static rather than modulated in any way. Unless you modulate it, outside using the bandpass filtering stuff that you kiddies like to do. But the filter in here is very interesting, the way that it works, because it's being distorted heavily, and for some reason it barely notices the fact that it's being distorted. So that's kind of cool. I like that it, it's a good filter for that. You have, low pass, band pass, high pass, and all that jazz. Now these effects are weird. They're very weird. If you want them to stay constant, you would turn glue on. And I was messing with the feedback and the depth here. I said that's about there. And if you have the basically you want this little orange dot to be in that area. So this is the weird effect you can get. You can get some crazy weird, sounds out of that. And I think this is a really good synth for like these heavier, harsh, thick basses if you're into that sort of thing. Um, I kind of want to play around more with this because I don't know, there's just something about this that I like. And this was fun. For a long time back in the days of like heavily distorted random bass for no reason that was unmodulated days, I think that's probably why I have like a bit of a nostalgic love for these kinds of basses. I call that the blog house era. But hope that you learned something because this was really interesting. Just, get weird with the shapes here because you can change more than just the first one. But just get weird with it. I'm gonna see what else I can come up with this. So thanks for watching this. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I'm gonna go watch some Powerpuff Girls. So see you guys. Thanks.